Wow, yeah, our belt tracking has shifted somewhat, hasn't it? Oh, good morning, everybody. Thumbs up, happy Saturday. These are A2 Pinsetters. We're in A2 Pinsetter land today. The complaint here is that the belt keeps falling off. I don't know if I can get a good side angle here, but our belt is pretty droopy. Obviously, we've shifted. The shiny spot is kind of where it was riding, and now it's over that way. So we may have to do some belt tracking adjustments front and rear. Yeah, crazy. We may not cover all this on video because we have done accelerators in the past, and if you want to watch that, you can go backwards in time behind me and look at our previous accelerator belt tracking and pulley swap adjustments and setup and stuff and things. But really what we're going to do, we're going to loosen the nut on the side there. Let me get the flashlight out of the way. And the two on the top. I don't really worry about loosening that because the belt's already flopping around. So loosen those. We're going to take a peek at the bearings in here. We may have some bearings starting to go out, which is why it shifted. Or somebody could have been making adjustments in here. We do not know. So I'm going to stop yammering. I'm going to turn the camera off. And if I find anything interesting, we'll pick it up there. So we got our rear tracking back there kind of adjusted out. But let's move around here. So the thing that I was told was I can't move the motor pitch anymore. I've run out of room. And unfortunately, they didn't really run out of room. They ran out of belt tension. So as you pitch away, your belt tension increases. If you pitch forward, it's gonna slack out. So we have to loosen the 4 bolts that hold this motor onto the mount plate so we can reduce this belt tension, because right now it is like so much stress on these bearings. So I got these 3 bolts loosened up, and I went to shift the motor plate a little bit, barely tightened this thing down and snapped it off. So we get to play another round of Everything's a Hammer and tap that out, see if we can find a new carriage bolt. So we went ahead, we replaced that carriage bolt and this one because they had a standard nut on it. So with a carriage bolt in there, you've got a square milled into the top plate of the accelerator that will hold the stud in place, so you don't have to try and finagle another set of your fucking paws in there and hold that bolt in place. So we can loosen and tighten and adjust our pitch all from the top side here. Very, very convenient. I went ahead while nobody was looking and I loosened that bolt, and that bolt. And there's an adjuster screw down here. Someone had been messing with that. The jam nut was loose, the screw was backed out. So our belt tracking was way, way off. We're at approximately 1 inch from the edge of the pulley. So 1 inch from the belt edge to the pulley edge-ish. The backside needs a little more work. You probably can't see down back there, it's too dark, but we're not where we started because we moved the front side so significantly. Belt tracking on the rear side was affected. That's not terrible. I'm gonna focus on the motor. We're gonna get our motor drive belt back on, adjust our pitch, adjust our tension, and we should be good here. I'll jump back, I'll take care of that belt tracking off camera. Not a problem. Whoa, I'm not gonna lie, this one was a challenge. Belt tracking is decent. Is it great? No. Is this a stock? Did Brunswick even make this belt? No. Is this a motor on a cradle mount? Yes. Is our cradle mount bent? Yes. Is that throwing our adjustments off? Absolutely. Let's see if we can get an overhead. Look how pitched we have to be. in order to get that belt to try and ride true. That's nuts. And we had to add some shim washers here. We pitched the motor up because we're all the way up in the slots and our belt is still too short. So this one was a challenge, to say the least. We still need to fire it up and actually roll bowling balls through it to see if it's going to work. Sometimes I think there might be a common misconception, let me zoom out a little bit, is that the belt falls off because maybe it's not tracking right, or you know, it's a problem with the drive belt, when I think in this case our front tracking had gotten so far off that as the balls passed through the accelerator, it was slipping off the top of the bowling ball and causing the long turret belt to crash and derail the short turret belt. It's not necessarily about how the belt is tracking. Could it have worked? Sure. Are we in a much better spot now? Absolutely. The main issue was belt tracking left to right on the drums for the long accelerator belt. So we should have solved for that and made that just a little bit more solid in addition. It's going to be hard to kind of catch belt tracking because we're looking at the top of the belt here at the rear drum. We're also looking forward towards the front drum. And belt tracking is great. I rolled 3 bowling balls through at the same time and there was barely any drift left to right. So we should be good here. We shouldn't be allowed to derail our motor drive belt anymore. So we've time traveled a little bit. We've jumped forward in time. I replaced another jogger shaft assembly because the bearing exploded on that side. And what we discovered upon further disassembly is that this side is bad also. I don't know if it's the shaft or the bearing or both, right? Probably going to be the shaft. The metal that the bearings are made out of is far tougher than the steel that the shaft is milled out of. Yeah, it's definitely the bearing. You see in there? Yeah. Ew, gross. This is hopefully the last lane of the day. We jumped ahead to lane number 32. It wasn't on our list. This was verbally communicated mid-repair of the pit conveyor down on lane number 8. Not exactly sure what the problem is, other than something about it didn't set pins. So let's turn it on. Let's see what we got. Whoa! Looks like we did a strike cycle on standing pin. Let's watch that again. A little closer to the top of the machine. Hold on, we're getting a little wobbly here. Drop our rig. Can you guys see the scissors trying to close in there? You got a bad scissor somewhere. It's hanging everything up. So we're situated underneath the bottom of our moving deck here. We're gonna wobble some scissors around and see. That one feels a little extra loosey-goosey. That one's okay. See if we can find the one just by feeling. That one might be yeah, something weird here. Well, they're all kind of a little loosey-goosey. Number 1, ew, that one doesn't feel great either. Yeah, let's get a closer look at number 1. Yeah, check it out. Got a loose bolt here. I'm thinking that we're missing a lock washer or a star lock or a spacer or something under here. I can't really see, but we're gonna have to open it up and find out. Yeah, I figured it out. I don't know if I can get you in there. The the left arm here needs to go on top of the right arm. Our assembly order has been reversed. See if I can stuff you back in there. Ah. The darkness. That looks better. Left side's on top now instead of underneath. Yep, there you go. Now you gotta tighten all the hardware down and we should be good. Well, I think that's gonna do it for today. All of those scissors closed and engaged standing pins again. So we're gonna call that a win, and we're gonna get while the getting's good. Well, never mind, we're not done. Unpack. We got the, hey, while you're here, can you look at the lane number, blah, 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 because it's every once in a while doing something. So let's go see what we can find out. So the moving deck had 2 loads of pins in it, double loaded. We got no pins on our pin deck on the lane. I want to check our, I don't have enough light. Our 180 lever. Yeah, sorry, word. See if it's unlocking during a strike cycle. Nope. Okay, well, what could it be? I don't know. I believe that I have found the problem. What I'm gonna do, I've got the pin gate locked. I've got an empty deck. I'm going to cycle and stop it probably about 90 degrees. And we will take a look at our blocking fingers. It's a little dark in here and I didn't bring my flashlights, but all I have is my pocket flashlight. Our left-hand blocking finger is like way too low. So let's go to 270. We will stop there and we'll jump and look at the bottom side of this blocking finger assembly. Yeah, you can kind of get a better view right here. This blocking finger is your normal down position. This one's much lower. I'm willing to bet that the interlock probe is going over the top of that blocking finger. We should probably pull the cover off the bottom here too. My guess is the rubber bumper is gone. Well, I was kind of right and kind of wrong. We've got an X pin and it's a little sloppy in there. So yeah, let's see what we can do to sturdy this up. That's supposed to have a welded stud in that. And yeah, it's not good. Well, about a half hour forward in time right now. We discovered that they ain't got no parts. So what we did is we stuffed a spacer onto the pin and then jammed the roller on top of that, or not the roller, the bumper, and put it all back together. Let's take a look at the top side. So that's pretty darn close, right? We're looking at the left side. The one closest to us is the right hand side. But it's definitely not going to go too low and allow the interlock probe over the top of the lower blocking fingers. So I think we can at least get this by. I've given them a part number, so they're gonna order another blocking finger, and then we'll make some time. We'll schedule it in instead of doing like an oh crap Saturday afternoon, this thing just took a dump rehab like we did today. So we're gonna get our bottom cover back on and button her all up and double check our adjustments. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that needs to get done here, but this particular rigmarole was preventing the machine from running consistently, right? Well, I guess it's true. No good deed goes unpunished. I was in the middle of cycling this through. Everything looked good. And as it was coming back up to 0, it turned off on me. And I don't have a deck jam. I don't have a turret jam. I don't know what happened. I have no reason for this to turn off. So now we get to go down the rabbit hole just a little bit further. We've got 208 coming into our drop cord. But let's test across our breaker. So the breaker tested good. I had the power on. I metered across the top. So the 2 outside terminals on the bottom are incoming voltage. The 2 terminals at the top are outgoing voltage. We had 208 there. The fuse was good. This resettable breaker for the 3.2 amp low voltage circuit had tripped for some unknown reason. Was it a fluke? Maybe. Does this look like a dinosaur circuit breaker? Yeah, maybe it tripped for no good reason. We don't know yet. So we got everything reset. We flipped the power back on. It tripped right away. But after some inspections, we found this. We have exposed metal wiring touching the framework. So we've got to do an electrical patch here. Apparently just using electrical tape over some bare wires, not enough. I mean, who would have thought? Yeah, talk about destined to fail. Yeah, let's just wrap it with some electrical tape and great. All right, we got her all patched up. Let's fire this thing up again. Rear switch on. Uh-oh. Right? What? Breaker on. There we go. Okay. Back to our blocking fingers. I mean, this is only another half-hour detour on top of this 45-minute detour. We double loaded. What? I know what I did. When I was looking at the turret, I lifted it, right? So lifting the turret up when it's full of pins can release that full deck blocking finger. So we cleared our full deck signal when we lifted that turret up to check for a blackout condition. My fault. I did this to myself.